that's fantastic.
And the wheel has violin rosin on it, just like a violin bow
Okay.
would.
Yep.
And you're not supposed to touch the wheel because if you've got any finger oil or anything on it, it gets on that and it's really hard to clean off.
Okay.
So you keep it covered.
Well, that makes sense. Like, yeah,
That's why there's a big
rosin.
wheel
Yep.
cover on them.
Yeah.
They serve two purposes. They protect the wheel. Any little nick, cut, scratch, or anything, the wheel gets thrown out.
Really?
And you have to have a machinist make a new one. They've got to be darn near perfect.
So you don't cut the wheel yourself?
I did on a few of them, and they always had a little bit of unevenness to it.
Yeah.
So I finally started getting a machinist to cut the wheel, and then it became perfect.
Yeah.
I think now I could do one. I've got some better tools than I did when I built this.
I forget. I think like a couple of plans that I'd looked at online used a hole saw to cut out the wheel, but I think it was a smaller box than this.
Yeah.
Like a much simpler
4 and 5
box.
inch wheels, I think you could get a hole saw to do it.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking of doing is using a router with a Jasper circle jig on it.
To actually turn the wood.
Yeah, you
Let the router sit.
You drill a little guide hole in the center to put a pin in, and the router sits right on the wood.
Yeah.
Then the router, it's got to be a plunger type. You plunge straight down and then just go around and around in a circle until you cut through. It should be close enough to perfect that you could put it on the instrument, spin it, and use some kind of stone or something to rub against it to smooth it out, or maybe a blade.
Yeah.
Just held it rigid there and just barely touch it and get it to where it's just perfectly honed.
Yeah, nice.
And I think it would work.
Wow.
I haven't tried it yet.
Wow. This is number 8, huh?
Yep.
Wow.
I built 10 altogether, and
That's fantastic.
the last one was about 4 years ago.
Wow.
I developed rheumatoid arthritis, and it hurts my back to spend a lot of time at a bench like this. So I just kind of quit instrument building.
Yeah.
Someday I may get ambition enough up to try it again.
Yeah. Wow.
I keep thinking I will, and then keep having relapses of this stuff and say, I'm going to wait and do it another time.
Yeah. That's very fun. It's a fantastic instrument. That you know, it has that great drone sound that you just can't get in something else.
And I love singing those old haunting ballads.
Yeah.
It's got such a haunting
It just
tone.
takes you back to a time when you never existed, and you feel like you did, though.
Yep. A lot of those old ballads are just singing either
the one you
something
just
sad
sang
or
was like
something
that to me.
dark. And the tone just fits it so
I feel
good.
like I'm standing on a hill in Ireland with the fog rolling in off the ocean.
Right. That's the kind of thing. I just like that.
Watching
the whole
fishing
image
boats.
it creates. I like that.
Yeah. It's very cool. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you.
Depending on the festival, I've got medieval clothing I can wear. I've got 18th century clothing I can wear, and it all just so appropriate dressed up like that and playing the Hurdy Gurdy.
Yeah. Fantastic.
But nobody dresses like that here, so I wear normal clothes.
Oh, yeah. Well, as long as you're wearing clothes.
Yeah, that's the important thing.
There are some
It would be an
festivals where you
interesting
don't have
jam
to.
session to be in playing this without clothes.
Yep. The naked hurdy-gurdy workshop.
A lady this morning, when we were up playing for our breakfast up there in the CAC building, opened her fiddle case, and she's got this picture in there. She said her daughter took it at Cliff Top at the festival down there in West Virginia. That was one of those midnight jam sessions, and they had a nude man standing there playing a guitar and an almost nude lady next to him, and a whole bunch of regularly dressed people up there, all just gathered around a typical circle jamming together.
Wow.
Makes me wonder, you know, I'm missing something. I'm going to have to go down there next year.